October 1962. The world holds its breath. American spy planes photograph Soviet missile sites in Cuba. In our timeline, diplomacy barely prevails. But imagine this instead. A single miscalculation, a single misunderstood radar signal, a single decision made in fear, and the first missile launches. It rises into the sky above Cuba, a streak of fire cutting through the night. Minutes later, Washington receives confirmation. This is not a test. The United States responds. Missile silos open across the American Midwest. Submarines beneath the Atlantic receive coded orders. In Moscow, alarms scream through the Kremlin. Retaliation is immediate. Within hours, the Cold War becomes World War III. Nuclear fire consumes Washington, D.C. Moscow vanishes in a blinding flash. London, Berlin, New York. Cities that defined the modern world collapse into ash. The age of superpowers ends in a single day. But the destruction does not stop there. Hundreds of warheads detonate across Europe. NATO never has the chance to organize. The Soviet Union fractures instantly. Governments fall. Command structures dissolve. And then comes the silence. A silence broken only by distant sirens and collapsing buildings. Smoke rises into the atmosphere. Ash circles the planet. The sun dims. Nuclear winter begins. Crops fail across continents. Global temperatures drop. Billions face starvation. Without the United States or the Soviet Union, the balance of power shifts. China, less damaged in the initial exchange, rises cautiously into the vacuum. Smaller regional powers compete for survival. Technology stalls for decades. Space exploration never happens. There is no Silicon Valley, no globalized internet revolution, no American-led world order. Instead, the late 20th century becomes an era of reconstruction and survival. Now imagine the year 2026 in this alternate world. Cities are smaller, populations reduced, borders redrawn, governments hardened by trauma. The scars of 1962 still visible in shattered skylines and abandoned wastelands. Children grow up learning about the day the sky burned. The Cold War was never meant to turn hot, yet it almost did. History balanced on the edge of annihilation. One naval blockade, one submarine commander, one political choice saved the world in our timeline. But it did not have to end that way. The modern world we know, with its technology, global trade, and fragile stability, exists because leaders stepped back from the brink. History is not inevitable. It survives on restraint. And in 1962, humanity came closer to extinction than we often remember. If you want to explore more timelines that never happened, more worlds shaped by different decisions, subscribe to Beyond the Timeline and step beyond history itself.